Welcome to Joy News Today with me, Daniel Daze. Coming up in the bulletin, Presidential Advisor on Health, Dr. Anthony Ntiasari, says projections he made on Joy News' PM Express last night were hypothetical figures, adding 30,000 more persons have been tested for coronavirus after the president's last address. Also, President Akufo-Addo continues to engage identifiable groups on best strategies possible to ease restrictions on movement in wake of COVID-19 pandemic. And a fire guts an apartment close to the multimedia group situated along the Kokomimli Lane, forcing many residents and workers on the stretch from their homes and offices to catch a glimpse. In business, indigenous financial institutions say 3-week lockdown affected operations as informal sector was hit hard. My name is Daniel Daze. Let's settle for our first story and we take you live to the scene of the fire that has gutted some homes here at Kokomlimle, close to the offices of the multimedia group. My colleague Matilda Wemega is at the scene and she joins us live with more. Matilda, tell us the latest.
Daniel, we are coming to you live from the Kokomeme Street here at Fanofa. So we just learning that the electricity company of Ghana is here. The police service are all here and they are disconnecting electricity to the building where the fire started. I told you earlier that 2 fire tenders were here earlier trying to douse the fire from where just behind these shops, which we are showing you right now in the shot. There's a building just behind these shops. That was the building that caught fire. We are told that 2 rooms in that house for now have been affected. Residents are out. Some staff of Multimedia Limited are also out. But Daniel, I can tell you that none of the buildings here belonging to Multimedia has been affected. None of the staff here at Multimedia have also been affected throughout this fire. What we are told is that the electricity company is inside. The personnel from the electricity company are all in there trying to disconnect power to this building. We will speak more with some of the residents, those who witnessed firsthand how this fire started. So let me just engage one of them here. Nana Yao, who hana bibia started here? Enti treyemu dene usha started fire no wase.
Oh pacho na yewo edwuma mu na yehu se ne free ba. Enti na kura na efi se top ayi FM. Enti ona na ye na nipa ba ku ye edwuma wo FM na ka chense on free fire service for no no mu bra fast. Enti ona na so otu ka ba. The one I say ne ba no anu oshi. Na ye rush ba. Enti ye rush ba na de na anu ye nyan. Na ye pen so I start say tutu ye so
Nana Yao is one of the residents just around this neighborhood, and he is saying that when they first got the alarm that one of the buildings has caught fire, they came out to pour water in the buildings, trying to devise their own means to stop the fire from spreading to other places. So through their efforts, they managed to bring the fire down, and then they tried also to get some residents who were in the building out. Earlier, we were told that this fire was triggered. It started from the kitchen of a tenant in that house. So the explosion was in the kitchen. That was a cylinder that exploded. So she quickly came out of the room, came to seek help from people in the neighborhood, and they came out to support. And Nanayao is one of those who helped to stop the fire from spreading to other shops. Nanayao, mamena na over inside na ejane start only maybe always is here.
But mamena no krenye me na de ne ba na yasha isinti ya dwem kra nko say ya nkohwe no ti ya answer ejane pese anu no brass na or the man who say mamena inside there no krenye me na
muko inside na dino mienu ana e dozen ti mienu nya ahye no
dino or the dozen be say I think say 4. Okay. Yeah, na dozen ni nyina ahye bibia ahye wo kitchen na aka and yeah.
So Nanayao has been telling me that 6 rooms in that building have been affected. We are going in there now to see the extent of work that has been done. One fire tender is also coming to the scene. We don't know if that is to explain what exactly the work is going. A resident who was affected by all this. As you can see from the shots, one fire tender. So I'm going to engage some of them to speak with them to get some understanding. More of the residents have gathered here. We are told we can't go into the building yet. We should all be out until the fire service completes its job. I'm going to speak with more of the residents here. They have gathered here in their numbers to me pacho you are me won kasa kakra bi mu fie mu na eja ne start here e den na onim fa eja ne ho ni mu hwe me wa bonten ti de mi hu ya ne se sister ba ku di mrika o se eja enti ye kohwe ye na che se bunka mo nyina wuti fie ho bi enti wo dan no e kan wo dan e che se dan no agi separate ones too bi ayen ayaka ne nyina ya fa pin kura ya fa de ba kokora wo de until bibi ahye ya enti dan na dan ahen na wo fie no mu a ani na affected ya ahye na e be 5. Okay. So I have been speaking to this tenant. She actually lives in the house, but she lives in the house. Exactly. So she lives in the house, and she sells Indomie just by the house. So she was outside the building going about her business when she got the alarm that the fire, there was fire in the house. So her room has been affected. She couldn't pick anything from her room. Everything is gone. We will try and go inside there to speak. And she is saying that 5 rooms on the compound, 5 rooms on the compound have all been affected. So we will go inside and then have some detail because the figures keep changing. But we are told to stay out a bit for the fire service to complete a job before we can go in there to verify how many rooms have been affected. But from one tenant in the house who we have just been engaging, she says that it is 5 rooms that have been affected. I'll take you in there again just to have a shot of how the house is looking this afternoon. Daniel.
Right, Matilda, thank you for those updates. Very unfortunate scene there. The update is that we understand from one of the residents of that house that 5 rooms have been affected. She said, in fact, all the rooms on the compound, save 2, were burned down. She said she was unable to salvage any of her properties. Everything she owns has been destroyed in that room. Very, very sad story there. Now, some residents of Katamanso Promise in the Katamanso municipality still pay for potable water in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, on the 5th of April, President Akufo-Addo announced free water for Ghanaians as a measure to promote basic hygienic practices among the populace to halt further spread of the disease. Most of the residents there, however, are yet to benefit from the free water. Residents spend at least 1 cedi on a gallon of potable water. Joy News' MFR Etiama Eli has more.
Irregular supply of potable water is still among the many lack of basic social amenities in the Katamanso municipality. About 10 suspected COVID cases were recorded in the municipality. They are all tested negative. That notwithstanding, clean water remains a preserve of the fortunate ones, particularly those closer to town. Very few of them have uninterrupted supply of pipe-borne water on daily basis. Mr. J drove 15 minutes from New York to get free water from Lebanon. He tells me it will cost him money if he had to get it from his neighborhood. Gideon, a primary school teacher, and his brother were forced to take advantage of the lockdown to supply water to those who need it in these communities. But this comes at a cost he needs to recover.
We are also working, we are using fuel and also our efforts too. So we see that 1 cedi will be enough for us.
Do you buy the water and how much do you get it?
Oh, we buy it. At first, when the government hasn't told us that the water is free, we were buying it as 50 pesos. So we will sell it as 1 cedi 20 pesos at first. But now they are giving it to us as 40 pesos, 1 gallon. So we sell it as 1 cedi.
It's 1 cedi. I'm going to say 1 cedi and no more. And so I see a moon free. And so yeah, you won't put them had a young son being poor. And I went to gallon back 1 cedi. His
first customer, Auntie Vic, buys 10 gallons for 10 cedis. She's embittered about the amount of money she spends daily on water, particularly because of the president's announcement. Auntie Vic says she will refill her tank in 3 days.
I'm Eunice Dogbe. It is costing us a lot. The one they brought here, it is 30 Ghana. Now he said it is 35 cedis per one. And one bucket is 1 cedi. We buy it here 1 cedi because we don't have pipe here. I took a number on UTV line, wanted to call, but I tried the number once, truly. It didn't work. So I was waiting. I wanted to go and call them that I also have a tank here. So when they bring it, the rest, I can give it to the rest, the people in the area. I have not gotten them yet.
Your friend me Presla, make us a free Catamanso, number 2.
My name is Priscilla. I've been living here for close to a year now. We've never had water in this area. We always buy water. But for people like Gideon, residents of these communities would have been struggling more to be able to access potable water. My name is Emefa Ewenam Atiamwa Eli. For Joy News, Katamanso.
Still live on Joy News today. Now, residents of Abokobi Boy, a suburb of Accra, say they are living in fear following the mysterious killing of 2 Okada riders in the space of 4 months by persons they suspect are land guards. The residents are calling for regular police patrols and street lights as they raise concerns over growing insecurity in the area. The Tuesday dawn killing of a motor rider in his early 30s is the latest. Maxwell Agbagba visited the area. Now reports.
The town line by 5 mapon.
In a mini bush close to the crime scene where the Okada rider was killed, I've met a man who prefers to remain anonymous. I'll call him Kwabna. Kwabna is an Okada rider in this area. He says, together with other motor riders in Abokobi Boy, they have vowed not to operate after 6 p.m. He said in Chi. They killed a motor rider here, Gosway. They killed him this year. We have all agreed now not to work after 6. They will assault you to death and flee with your motorbike. They used a concrete block to kill their latest victim. His ear was cut off, so after police picked up his remains, they put his ear in a polythene bag. A woman came here crying. She said she knows the deceased. He's called Kwame. His pastor was also here. This is the crime scene where the killing happened, we are told, by residents. If you come here, you still see the spot of blood here. The Okada driver's blood is here on the floor. We have some of it splattered on the wall here at the crime scene. Now, we're told by residents that the unscrupulous persons, the assailants actually, beat the Okada driver. They hit him many times with a big rock. And then they dragged his body from this point, dumped the body here. It was lying in a supine position. You can still see blood around the concrete block that was used. And in killing this Okada rider. The latest killing has sent shivers down the spine of the people who live here. During our visit in the afternoon, fear was evident on the faces of the residents we met. They tell me the killers operate at night. Some of the residents who I interacted with say they have noted some similarities in the attacks. According to them, the attackers usually steal the motorbikes after killing their owners. They cite the first killing this year where a man was seen in town riding the motorbike of the first deceased. The residents are calling for regular police patrols and street lights in the area.
This is about the fourth time that somebody has been attacked around here. We know mainly about two that happened just between these two properties. So it's a concern to all of us, especially those of us who are trying to get some property here. We can see some street lights, but the place is not well lit. As we have residents association, we are doing all that we can to get few more poles to try and lit out the place. But it's also important that the security agencies will come around and do regular patrols so that we can ward off, any miscreants around the area.
And I mean, we are all concerned. There are people who are living here. They are more at risk because, you can need something and want to go out in the night to buy something, and anything can happen to you. So it's a really very serious thing.
Personnel from the Ayi Mensa Police Command who were at the crime scene declined to comment, saying the killings are under investigation. Some of the residents say the area is gradually becoming a haven for suspected landguards because it is a developing community. They want police to beef up its presence there before the situation escalates.
You're still live on Joy News today with me, Daniel Dazi. Up next in business, indigenous financial institutions say 3-week lockdown affected operations as informal sector was hit hard. Daryl joins us with the details after this.
Hi, good afternoon. Welcome to Business. My name is Daryl Kwao. Some indigenous financial institutions say the 3-week lockdown took a toll on the operations as the informal sector, which forms the core of their targets, was hardly hit. Head of Deposit and Marketing of Sinapiaba, Eric Ofuebano, says it will take time for financial institutions to recover from the impact. Sinapiaba, for instance, has had to employ social media and special caller tunes to keep its clientele base. Prince Apia has more in this report.
Some industry players have projected that financial institutions, especially those that have more clientele in the informal sector, will take some time to pick up. This is because many in the informal sector would have to start all over again to gather capital for their businesses. Head of Deposit and Marketing at Sinapiaba, Eric Ofuebano, says the focus should be on support for clients to recover.
Well, to say that this has been impactful in terms of negatively impactful on our customers will be an understatement. It has been impactful on each and everybody. I mean, for those of us even in the formal sector, it's not been very pleasant. So for most of our customers who happen to be in the informal sector, it tells negatively on the social flow or even our business flow as well. But then we are holding it out. We are working with our customers. Thankfully, we are in a position to still support our clients. But having said that, by and large, I think that we are all hopeful that in the very near future, things will resume its normalcy.
Mr. Ofuebano spoke when Sinapiaba presented medical supplies and sanitary items worth 200,000 Ghana cedis to 3 health institutions. Beneficiaries are Kumasi Center for Collaborative Research, Sontreso Government Hospital, both in Ashanti region, as well as Mamprobi Polyclinic in Accra.
And we'll still stay in the Ashanti region, where the coordinating council says the ban on all market days in the region are still in force despite lifting of lockdown. Authorities insist it is to ensure social distancing protocols are observed to prevent the spread of coronavirus pandemic. Nanaya Aljima has more in this report.
Dr. Mensah's section of Kumasi Central Market was flooded with activity as traders invaded the facility on Monday following announcement of suspension of lockdown. Many people misinterpreted the lifting of the ban as total discontinuation of all preventive measures.
I came to buy some foodstuffs but couldn't enter the market after seeing the crowd. They had taken over the center of the market. Social distancing was being disregarded, hence the action the security took. A few of us restricted ourselves to our stores, but our colleagues who are not supposed to be here came to cause the overcrowding you saw.
Traders were forced out of the market by city authorities in enforcement of shift system. Other markets at Bantama, Swami, and main Kumasi Central Market had their own challenges. Mr. Osei Mensah says further breach of the law will attract appropriate sanctions.
At a point, we needed to close down the market. We had problems also with the Central Market, for which the KME mayor also had to close the market. Similarly, we have problem at Bantama, Swami. So once the ban or restrictive movement has been lifted, then we have to ensure that those people who will breach the other protocols and directives, we take the necessary action against them. You should not forget that we have several people who are before the law courts, and we've not stopped. If we get people who are breaching Act 1012, definitely we are going to take legal action against them.
Meanwhile, the RCC continues to receive donations for the fight against the pandemic.
All right, so in other news, senior partner KPMG Ghana, Anthony Sapon, is advising businesses that are likely to benefit from government stimulus package to spend on critical projects that will help in reviving the operations. According to him, the fund must not be treated as free money to be put in unexplained expenditure projects. Mr. Sapon believes the fund has arrived at a better time in supporting businesses to come out from the negative impact of coronavirus.
The U.S. stocks, which had been plummeting, actually received some revival on the 13th when some level of information on a possible vaccine was announced. So the industrial stocks and the medical stocks actually went up on the Dow Jones, and as much as 8% rise in those stocks. Fast track them, these issues to Ghana. One of the things that has been spoken about is the fact that our preparedness when it comes to medicine has been missing, and less than 0.5% of our resources are actually put into research. And here at the Center for Plant Medicine, virtually no amount of money has been coming here from the central government. I have come here to find answers as to what herbal drugs are being used, or the sort of research that has been going on when it comes to herbal drugs and possible solutions for COVID-19.
To some boxing news now, where former IBF lightweight world champion Richard Comey has revealed that COVID-19 has affected his scheduled return to the ring after losing his title to Teofimo Lopez in December last year. However, the Ghanaian, who is hungry to work his way up for another world title shot, tells Joy Sports that at that moment is a major priority.
Yeah, I think it has not only on me, but the whole world. You know, the impact. Everyone felt it. You know, I was supposed to fight early June, but due to the coronavirus outbreak, all the sporting activities were put to halt. So, I mean, you know, with the boxers, we fight before we get paid. So when it happens like that, it's a little bit alarming for us. But, you know, we should say, or we can say that the health of every individual or a person is much more important than the money, because, you know, this virus has really taught us a lot. Regardless of all the money you got, if you can't go out, you can't do anything, what's the use of it? So I think our health is the most important thing. I think health or life is the richest thing in the world. I mean, that's the way I see it.
That would be wrapping it up for the sports here. We do have more sports stories for you. Sports today at 2 p.m. Live here on Joy News. But till then, remember to stay safe.